to talk to you guys about leadership, because you are going to become a leader in this thing if you become fearless. And I think some people have that fear of actually being a leader. It's like, well, why? It's because you still fear something. Yeah, you're still afraid of something. But if you're going to be a big time leader, and listen, you can apply this to anything in your life, but obviously we're gonna apply it here to the Super Patch Company. But if you're going to be a true leader, you got to have vision. You got to be like Superman or Superwoman here and have X-ray vision. I mean, you got to be able to see through some stuff. You got to see through the barriers. You got to see through the crap that kind of stops us every now and then. But not only do you have to have a vision of where you want to go, but you want to project that vision. To the people in your downline, and you guys know me pretty well now. I'm about the money. I am all about making money, and to the people who say, yeah, but it's not really about the money for me. I'm like, okay, now you're lying to yourself, because it is about the money. Yes, it is, you guys. Yeah, you're going to go help people, but when you help people, the money comes too. So it kind of is, all right? And you have to be able to explain your why to people. Your vision is your why. Like, why are you doing this? And I want you to tell people why you're doing this so that they can hold you accountable a little bit. And, from day one, I aligned myself with Jay. Why? Because I knew where he was going. And I know he's going to get there. And I just said, all right, you blaze the trail, brother. I'll be right behind you. But you've got to have that big vision. And when I say vision, it's like, okay, you're going to have certain goals along the way. And when you hit a goal, congratulations. As soon as you hit it, set another one, then set another one, then set another one until you get to where your ultimate destination is going to be. But you've got to have vision. Number two, you got to have a plan. What are you doing? What are you doing every day? Guys, I have a plan every single day when I wake up. I did a whole training that I make a to-do list every night before I go to bed, and there are 6 items on that list. There's not 10 or 20 or 30, there's 6. And I prioritize them. I'm like, okay, I got to get this done first. And I don't do anything else on that list until I get the first one done, right? And if I only get 5 done that day, number 6 is number 1 for tomorrow. But you've got to have a plan, right? You can't just wake up in the morning and go, okay, what am I going to do for my business today? It's like, no, my plan is I got to call these people. I got to follow up with these people. I've got to. So when I sit at my desk, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Now, the actual business plan is all done because it's up here. I've already learned it. I know exactly what I'm going to say to people, right? Now, today I knew I was going to do this Zoom. So last night I put on Monday Zoom content. So the first thing I did this morning was check my volume. Check your volume. But the first thing I did is I put this content together for the Zoom. Like, okay, now that's done. Now I got to go call some people. All right, so you have a plan. And the plan includes what you do every single day, your daily method of operation, but it's also your next rank promotion. That's the plan. Your plan is always the next rank promotion. Now, how are you going to get there? It's all part of your plan. You got to be honest. You got to have some honesty here. You can't bluff your way to success in this business. You can't. I try not to sugarcoat this, and sometimes I have a little bit of a difficult time with this because I sometimes, and those of you that I personally brought in the business, do not say a word, but I sometimes sugarcoat this. Sometimes I make it sound easier than it actually is. And I'm like, I don't know if I do that because it is easy for me right now, because everything is in place. But I always have to remember the brand new person is in that fear stage. They don't know what to do. And so that's why I put the plan together that says you buy your business for $40, you get a Flex 40 kit because you need product, you set up your smart chip, the buy 3, get 1 free, you buy the tokens every month, and then you're going to become a VP. And how are you going to do that? I want you to get 3, 4, 5 people in front of me this week. All I want you to do is get people on a call with me. That's it. And that's being honest, because that's all I want them to do. Because when they hear me do the 3-way call, they learn and learn and learn. You got to have courage. Whew. You got to have courage in this business. You know, you have got to have the courage that you have to get comfortable in leaving people where they want to be. I'm talking to myself right now because I struggle with this too. I try to drag people across the finish line of success. I sometimes want it more for people than they want it themselves. And I have got to have the courage to let people hang where they want to hang instead of trying to twist their arms, okay? And sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes it's really easy to have courage. I remember when my son Mike, he was just a little guy. He might have been 6, maybe. I was playing city softball, and I was in the on-deck circle. I was ready to bat next, and somebody yelled to Mike, "Mike, your dad's up next." And Mike was on the playground behind the bleachers or whatever. He comes running around. He jumps up on the bleachers, slips, falls, and breaks his arm right in front of me. I mean, his arm was the letter L. It was the letter L. I'm like, I gotta go. So I grab Colleen, grab the 2 girls. We throw Mike in the car. Do you think I stopped at any stop signs? Do you think I stopped at any red lights on the way to Children's Hospital? No. I had the courage to do that because the fear that I had, I got rid of the fear. Now, I was safe. I didn't just fly through red lights, but if the light was red, I weaseled my way through it because I knew that I had to get Mike to Children's Hospital, okay? But at that very moment, the fear of me running red lights was completely gone. I had the courage to do it because I knew what had to be done. I want you guys to have the courage in this business to do what you have to do so you get to where you want to be. You know what has to be done. I've talked to so many of you, and it's like, I want to quit my job. I want to do this full time. I want to make $5,000 a month. Then dang it, do it. Have the freaking courage to do it, right? What about the plan? What is your plan to make that happen? Have the courage to do it. Be positive. Be positive. You got to have positivity because it doesn't really matter what happens, you guys. It's how you react to it. This business is never going to be perfect. We can always find things wrong with this company, just like you can with Amazon, and just like you can with IBM, and all these big companies. You can find millions of things wrong with these companies. It's never going to be perfect. But instead of posting on social media the problems that this company is having, talk to your upline privately and say, hey, I'm having this issue. Do you think? And it's like, yeah, let's go talk about it. But you've got to stay positive. Because I did that, you guys probably saw that training that I did where you fill a pitcher up with water, and if you just put 1 drop of negativity in it, food coloring, it pollutes the entire pitcher. 1 drop of negativity pollutes the entire pool. So stay positive, you guys. You've got to stay positive. Perseverance and resilience. You're going to get knocked down. If you're working this business every day, you're going to get knocked down maybe every day. Seriously, somebody's going to punch you out every day. I get knocked down almost every day. You know, I'll call somebody, they said they were going to join the business and they decided not to. For whatever reason. But I say the only way that you lose in this business is if you quit. That's the only way that you lose, is if you quit. You've got to have that perseverance. You know, Amazon lost money for 15 years. Uber is still losing money today. Peloton, you see commercials all the time for Peloton. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. You know who got up? Jesus got up. Jesus got up. Knocked down pretty hard and got up. Right? Be persistent. Be resilient. Personal production. That goes without saying. Be consistent. Right? The experience comes with being consistent. If you are not doing the things that you expect your organization to do, your group will never grow. That's why I will never, ever, ever tell you guys to do something that I'm not doing myself. And that's bringing new people in every single day, or trying to bring new people in every day, bringing people in every single month, being consistent in that activity, and that gives me the experience. Okay? You've got to be in it for a while. If you're going to be considered a top leader in this thing, you've got to have experience, and that only comes with time. And then finally here, guys, loyalty. There was a guy that joined in the UK about a month and a half ago. And he's all excited about the business, and he's posting all this stuff, and he's so fired up. He's like, this is my last stop. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. I can't believe I just found this company, blah, 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 blah. You know what I got yesterday in a text message from him? A link to look at another program. I'm like, really? Really? And you're sending that to me? Like, you think I would even look at another program? Really? It's like, if you don't believe in it, don't waste your time. Get out now. But if you have the loyalty and you have these characteristics, you are going to go big, big, big time places with this program. You know, the biggest risk that you have in this business is wasting time. That is the biggest risk. All right? So I want you guys to understand what leadership is. I want you to understand that there's always going to be that fight between fear and love. But when you win the battle, you win in a big, big way.